Take a slow breath in and let it out gently. Again, breathe in and breathe out. Let the weight of the day begin to fall away. Let your shoulders settle. Let your hands come to rest. There is nothing you need to carry right now. Tonight we will listen to a story from Genesis. The story of Jacob and Esau. A story of wrestling, reconciliation, and the embrace of a brother after 20 years of separation. It is a story about fear that gives way to tears. About a night of struggle that ends in dawn. About two brothers who find peace on an open road. You do not need to follow every detail. Let the words move gently around you. Let them settle where they will. One quiet sentence at a time. Tonight, as we begin, remember this. The wrestling can end. The dawn does come. And you are held. Jacob had been away for 20 years. 20 years in the household of Laban. He had worked, and married, and fathered children. He had gathered flocks and herds and servants. But now the time had come to go home. God spoke to Jacob and said, "Return to the land of your fathers. Return to your kindred, and I will be with you." So Jacob set out with everything he had. His wives Leah and Rachel, his children, his livestock, all he had gained. The caravan moved slowly across the land. But ahead of him lay something he had been avoiding for 2 decades. His brother Esau. The brother whose birthright he had taken. The brother whose blessing he had stolen. Jacob sent messengers ahead to Esau in the land of Seir. The messengers returned with a single piece of news. Esau is coming to meet you, and 400 men are with him. Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed. The past was not behind him after all. It was walking toward him across the open plain. Sometimes the road home passes through the thing we fear most. You can rest. Jacob began to prepare. He divided his people into 2 camps. If Esau attacks one, he thought, perhaps the other may escape. Then Jacob prayed. He said, "O God of my father Abraham, God of my father Isaac, you told me to return, and you said you would do me good. I am not worthy of the least of all the steadfast love you have shown your servant. With only my staff I crossed this Jordan, and now I have become 2 camps. Please deliver me from the hand of my brother." It was an honest prayer. The prayer of a man who knew he had done wrong and could not undo it. Then Jacob chose gifts from his flocks. 200 female goats and 20 male goats. 200 ewes and 20 rams. 30 milking camels with their young. 40 cows and 10 bulls. 20 female donkeys and 10 male donkeys. He sent them ahead in waves, one drove after another. Each servant carried the same message for Esau. "They belong to your servant Jacob. They are a gift sent to my lord Esau." Then Jacob sent his wives and children across the brook Jabbok. Everything he had, he sent across. And Jacob was left alone. Sometimes you must send everything ahead and stand with nothing. You can rest. Jacob was left alone in the dark beside the Jabbok. The water moved quietly over the stones. The night was still. And then a man wrestled with him. We are not told where the man came from. We are not told what words were spoken first. Only that they struggled together until the breaking of the day. Through the long hours of darkness, Jacob held on. He would not release his grip. He would not give in. When the man saw that he did not prevail against Jacob, he touched the socket of his hip. And Jacob's hip was put out of joint as they wrestled. Still Jacob held on. Even broken, he would not let go. The man said, "Let me go, for the day has broken." But Jacob said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." The man said, "What is your name?" He answered, "Jacob." Then the man said, "Your name shall no longer be called Jacob, but Israel. For you have striven with God and with men, and have prevailed." Jacob asked, "Please tell me your name." But the man said, "Why is it that you ask my name?" And there he blessed him. Something changed in the dark that night. Jacob came as one man and would leave as another. You can rest. The sun rose upon Jacob as he crossed over Peniel. The first light touched the hills and the water and the dust of the road. And Jacob was limping. His hip had been struck in the night. He would carry this wound for the rest of his life. But it was not a wound of defeat. It was the mark of a man who had held on, who had refused to let go until the blessing came, who had been changed in the struggle. He was no longer the young man who had deceived his father. He was no longer the brother who had fled in the night. 20 years and one long night had shaped him into someone new. His name was now Israel, the one who strives with God. Broken and blessed at once. The dawn came slowly and quietly, the way dawn always does. Not sudden, not loud. Just the steady opening of light across the land. And Jacob walked forward into it, one careful step at a time. Toward the brother he had wronged. Toward the meeting he could no longer avoid. The night was behind him now. The dawn had come. You can rest. Jacob lifted his eyes and saw Esau coming. 400 men moved with him across the plain. The dust rose behind them in the morning light. Jacob arranged his family behind him. The servants and their children first. Then Leah and her children. Then Rachel and Joseph last of all. And then Jacob himself went on ahead of them. He walked toward his brother. Alone. Limping. He bowed himself to the ground. 7 times he bowed as he approached his brother. Each bow an offering of humility. Each bow a wordless apology carried across 20 years. But Esau ran to meet him. Esau ran. He threw his arms around Jacob's neck. He fell upon him. He kissed him. And they wept. The 400 men stood still. The wives and children watched from a distance. And 2 brothers held each other in the dust and the light and the tears. The fear that had kept Jacob awake for days was gone in a moment. Esau did not come with anger. He came with open arms. You can rest. When the tears had passed, Esau looked up and saw the women and children. He asked, "Who are these with you?" Jacob said, "The children whom God has graciously given your servant." One by one the families came forward and bowed. The servants, then Leah and her children, then Rachel and Joseph. Esau received them all with kindness. Then Esau asked about the droves of animals he had met along the way. "What do you mean by all this company?" Jacob said, "To find favor in the sight of my Lord." Esau said, "I have enough, my brother. Keep what you have for yourself." But Jacob urged him, "Please, if I have found favor in your sight, accept my present from my hand. For I have seen your face, which is like seeing the face of God. And you have accepted me." What a thing to say to a brother you once deceived. To see your face is like seeing the face of God. Because in that face, there was mercy where Jacob expected wrath. They parted in peace. Esau returned to Seir. Jacob journeyed to Succoth and built a house and shelters for his livestock. The long separation was over. The brothers were at peace. The fear was gone. The story had found its rest. You can rest. The wrestling is over. The dawn has come. The brothers embraced. Fear gave way to tears. God was in the struggle. God was in the long night by the river. God was in the limp that came with morning. God was in the arms that reached out instead of striking. You are not defined by your past. The mistakes you carry do not have to be the end of the story. Jacob deceived his father and fled from his brother. And still God met him in the night. You can be made new. A new name can be given. A new morning can begin. The wrestling does not last forever. The fear does not have the final word. What felt impossible became an embrace. You are held through the struggle. You are held now. You can rest. The river is crossed. The night is behind you. The long wrestling has ended. You have been held through the struggle. Through the dark hours when nothing was clear. through the fear of what waited on the other side. You are held now. Not because the struggle was easy. Not because everything has been resolved. But because the one who met Jacob in the dark meets you as well. You can let go of what you have been gripping. You can let go of the fear. You can let go of the need to fix everything tonight. Let your thoughts grow quieter now. Let your breathing slow. Let the story settle into one simple truth. The dawn has come. You are at peace. You can rest. You can rest. The wrestling is over. The dawn has come. You are held. You are at peace. Fear has passed. You can rest. The wrestling is over. The dawn has come. You are held. You are at peace. Fear has passed. You can rest. The wrestling is over. The dawn has come. You are held. You are at peace. Fear has passed. You can rest. The wrestling is over. The dawn has come. You are held. You are at peace. Fear has passed. You can rest. The wrestling is over. The dawn has come. You are held. You are at peace. Fear has passed. You can rest. The wrestling is over. The dawn has come. You are held. You are at peace. Fear has passed. You can rest. The wrestling is over. The dawn has come. You are held. You are at peace. Fear has passed. You can rest. The wrestling is over. The dawn has come. You are held. You are at peace. Fear has passed. You can rest. The wrestling is over. The dawn has come. You are held. You are at peace. Fear has passed. You can rest. The wrestling is over. The dawn has come. You are held. You are at peace. Fear has passed. You can rest. The wrestling is over. The dawn has come. You are held. You are at peace. Fear has passed. You can rest. The wrestling is over. The dawn has come. You are held. You are at peace. Fear has passed. You can rest.